They increased the elasticity of it, so now it's a very bouncy grenade. Oh my gosh, I do not remember that. This is awesome. Look at this. Look at this. You can't even throw it up to a guy. Oh, hello gamers and welcome back to another video. Originally, I was going to upload a different video today, but guess what? There's been a ton of different stuff for Phantom Forces, and we just have to go through all of it, man. Changes to snipers, nerfs to grenades, as well as a possible rework of every weapon in the entire game. So there's so much to talk about. Make sure you like the video and subscribe because only 20% of the people watching my videos are subscribed. But yeah, let's just jump right into it, okay? The first thing we have is the AK-12 test. Now, this is the normal AK-12. I'm gonna take off my skins on it. I'm gonna just show you it with no attachments at all. This is what it looks like, and this is the new one. As you can see, this one is a lot more detailed. It's even got all the different fire modes. Now, I'm not sure if, yeah, the switch is on the wrong side to change your fire mode, but this actually has a bunch of new stuff, including new irons, apparently a new reload animation, and new recoil. So let's take a look at this. Okay, whoa. Interesting recoil, and ooh, faster reload as well. This is actually separate from the normal AK-12, but apparently there's a modeler on like Reddit or something who is reworking all of the models for Phantom Forces just for fun, and I'm assuming with his permission, they added one of his models. This means that this guy might literally rework every single model the entire game for Phantom Forces, which would be really cool because, yeah, this looks a lot more like an AK-12. It's a lot smaller. The iron sights look amazing, man. I really like these irons. If we get models like this with iron sights and recoil that actually works with the iron sights like this, I actually might start running irons on guns because these irons look amazing. This would be a ton of work, so I'm not entirely expecting them to go through with this, but if they did, I would be so happy to see that, man. This is really cool. I want to see what this is like with attachments. We're going to put on the same loadout on both of them, and we're going to shoot these side by side just to see what the recoil differences are. Also, I just uploaded a video on my second channel. If this thumbnail looks funny to you, check the link in the description. I'm not going to talk, and I'm just going to shoot them side by side. I'm going to edit them together. So if you look at them side by side, there's not a lot of differences, but you can kind of tell that this one has a lot less camera shake, right? And this one has a lot more of like bumpy upwards recoil. That when it comes to the iron sights looks absolutely terrible, not gonna lie. Also, let's see the reload side by side. That's the reload for this one. That's the reload for this one. This one actually has the AK-47 reload. It's actually a little bit faster, and then on the empty, it's actually a little bit slower. Let's see the empty. Nice. I actually really like this, not gonna lie. And of course, this also has its hyper burst, which is very cool. If they added this, this would kind of fix the recoil in the AK-12, which to me felt really not that fun before. And like I said, this is going to take a ton of work to actually get working, so I'm not entirely expecting them to go through with this, but it is really cool. Of course, what are you doing up here, man? It's a rank 30 doing that, man. It can't be that serious to do this in the test play. Next up, we have a crazy change to the AWM/AWP and the TRG. Now, the TRG, if you weren't aware, has a very special feature where, especially with the loadout I'm running on it, you can actually one-shot to the limbs, and this one can do it to over 100 studs. This is actually one of the few ways to make the TRG actually pretty fun, is with the light barrel and this conversion, because you can actually one-shot to the pinky toe to 100 studs, which is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. That is over double the range that the BFG-50 can do it, and the BFG-50 is a 50 cal. So this is a really cool loadout, but what they're actually planning on maybe doing is making the AWM have the ability to one-shot to the limbs, and then make the TRG a little bit faster. So they're kind of switching the stats, but the main thing I really like is, of course, if you've ever played Counter-Strike, the op in that game is very well known to have the ability to one-shot to the body. That's actually the entire point of it. Because in Counter-Strike, the AK can one-shot headshot, so it doesn't really matter to have a one-shot headshot sniper. You kind of need that one-shot body shot. The reason the Scout is so good in Counter-Strike is because the body shot damage is still pretty good, but the main thing is it only costs $1,700 instead of $2,700. Because that game has a round-based economy. Phantom Forces doesn't have that. Once you have the gun, you have it permanently. So yeah, I would love to see a slower firing but one shot to the limbs AWM, because right now the AWM is essentially worthless because you can one shot to the torso to 88 studs, which sounds great, right? But then the intervention has a faster rate of fire and can one shot up to 154 studs. So it can one shot almost twice as far and it shoots faster. So what's even the point of running the AWM? Next up, we have the grenade changes, and that's when this starts to get controversial, okay? They tried to increase the rank of grenades in this game, which is insane, but they also nerfed a bunch of grenades. The first one is the RGD-5HE, which had a reduced max range, which will reduce your killing ranges. It can still kill to 30 studs away, which is ridiculous. Wow, this map looks nice. But the main thing is this takes longer to throw, See, longer arming time. So when you pull the pin, it's going to take longer to throw it. It has more friction, so that went under that. Okay. It has more friction, which basically means once it starts rolling on the ground, it's actually going to stop rolling a lot faster. And of course, it has a reduced max damage range, which essentially means you do have a little bit less opportunity to kill people with this grenade, which is good because this grenade killed really far. But next up, we have the change to the RGNUDZS. It has a slower walk speed, a longer priming time, and a longer arming time. It does take a little bit more time to throw this grenade. And this is really, really good because when you're running around with this grenade out, you're not going to be able to run as fast, and people aren't going to be able to run around and use this as much. And the main thing is it now takes longer to throw it, and for an impact grenade, that's obviously a huge thing because they explode on impact, so you want to throw them as quickly as possible. Usually it's at a guy right in front of you, so this is the RGOUDZS. What people could do is carry these, and the second they died, they would actually drop them, right? But the main thing is you now run a lot slower with this, only 13.5 walk speed instead of 16. So you go from running as fast as your knife to running as fast as, like, honestly slower than some primary weapons. And as you can see, that arming time is a lot longer. So this is going to give a lot more time for people to actually kill you when you're running this grenade. These are overall great changes to the impact grenades, especially this one, because this is the one that you only got one of, but it could one-shot people from full health, which, yeah, an impact grenade that could one-shot people was just so annoying. And if you've ever been killed by somebody spamming these grenades, this is going to really help you, but 99, that's great. Within 12 studs, you're still gonna one-shot people with this, but I actually think this is pretty balanced now, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like this is to combat people that kind of F5 spammed and used grenades constantly, or kind of the most annoying people to ever fight against. But if you get it off, it still does that. Next up, we have the M560 Mini. This now has a slower walk speed from 17 to 16 and a reduced range as well. It's crazy that it used to have a 17 walk speed. This is still an amazing grenade, by the way. It doesn't kill as far, but if you didn't know, this kills, I think, further than the base grenade for no reason at all. And then also it throws really fast, so this is definitely a good change to it. Then next up, we have the Mark II frag, which still kills just as far as it did before, and you get 3 of them, but it does have a longer arming time, which is nice, you know? That's gonna make it so people that are just sitting in the back of the map and spamming these on small maps, okay, that's crazy. You're not gonna be able to, you know, spam them as fast. Of course, I still killed that guy from 22 studs away. And the M26 frag, which I don't know of anybody who uses this one. I forgot what it even does. They increased the elasticity of it, so now it's a very bouncy grenade. Oh my gosh, I do not remember that. This is awesome. Look at this. Imagine somebody trick-shotting with these, like actually hitting some like trick shots, you know, where they like bounce off of something. Look at this. You can't even throw it up to a guy. Oh, the last thing that they tried to do was increase the rank of the impact grenades. They tried to make the impact grenades a lot higher rank. This is a terrible change, and they actually reverted it, but they didn't really. There was actually a bug with it, so they didn't go through with it. But yeah, if a gun is a rank, you gotta keep it at that rank. If it's too overpowered, then nerf it. Don't make it less accessible. Honestly, I'm really liking the changes. I still hope they bring back launch tag. That's this update, though. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, but I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.